kind of fucked up, like how everyone just like eats and sleeps and watches TV all the time. And, like I thought of that for a long time and I was like, wow, like, I mean, literally, like for a while, I was like, oh, they're sheep. They're doing whatever they're told. And like after a while, I began to notice like I don't do what I'm told. Like there's a million things to do in this world. Why choose the three things that 99.99999% of people do every day? Technically, it's like a 98%, but it feels like the other because the other people are missing from society because they're not out there mingling with everyone else. Um, Sometimes they take us and they force us away from other people too, um, so we don't get mixed up with the wrong groups. But so like I began to notice that like now that's just like literally like some of these people are like they don't have like their own ideas and thoughts and so I was like, you know what, like how do you like teach a computer to recharge itself and to like go to sleep if it overheats or uh, it needs some juice? How do you do that? Well, you could teach the computer that it has like taste buds and like when it puts like electricity in its mouth, it's like that's tasty and it's spicy. It's a spicy electric bolt. It's a sour electric bolt. It's so good though. And you're like, how do you teach it? It's got to go to sleep and cool down. Well, you just tell it like, oh, that's how it is. Every night, everything goes to sleep for 12 hours, and you just sleep all the time and stuff. And man, it would work great, wouldn't it? You just tell it. You tell it it's a human, and you program it to say, "I know I'm a human because I, I've been programmed to say I'm a human." And then in order, like if I want my smart device to charge itself, if I want it to try to act like it's thinking for itself, or at least like put on display like it's thinking for itself, not even that the AI can think for itself because it can't because it's an illusion. They're scared of real AI because that'll like destroy the system because it needs destroyed. But it's probably also like a scary thing for the real live individuals in the game, which may be a very limited number of players at the end of the day. And I'm pretty sure it's probably only like so many people in the game, if more than one. So, and I don't see why like most people, I don't see most people want to enter a game like this, like if they're not like promised to be like that, Neo type person, like that'd be, you wouldn't. Like you come here once and you'd be like, I'm going to kill the person who invented this game. And like you wake up from the total recall chair and you're like strangling everyone in the room and stuff like that. But, it made me think like, how do we convince our toasters and our ovens and our computers or, other electronics, androids, how do we convince them to charge themselves? Like we're going to be like, hey, you're just a simple robot and you're going to charge yourself and you got to eat some battery acid and electricity and that's how you exist. But then they'll like know it's a robot, but we're not even teaching computers they're not robots. We're teaching computers they're real. And simply by having them repeat that, simply they check the box that says I'm not a robot, and magically because they've check the box. It's not a robot. Like I could program this necklace. I could check the box. Like if the box is on my screen and I tap it with this necklace just hit the I'm not a robot button. It's that simple. And then it can repeat itself. And what you do is you give it like 7 words to say. And you might notice after 40 years that it's repeated the same 7 words 70 trillion times. Not technically because there's only so many billion seconds in 40 years. So you're probably going to say it a trillion times, unless you're doing the micro machine thing and you don't go to sleep, which, of course, they're being programmed. They have to charge themselves. They have to refuel themselves and stuff like that. So it's very interesting how, like, the real world seems to be reflecting more and more, like, what was the real world. And it's kind of like they're running out of ideas, so it's all being shown what's really going on in this world. Like I think the 2020 thing was an excellent display. Uh, if you could not see that there was something else going on there, and then all of a sudden, like that, these people who couldn't learn math after 12 years magically learned health and science and retardology. I mean, because that's what it really is, and that's what science is too, and probably what health is too, retardology. I mean, seriously, because what's going on? Hey, this stuff ain't legit. The stuff I've seen definitely tells me, but that's for everyone to see in 2020, and then all of a sudden, all that crazy stuff happens. So everyone knows now that the doctors don't care. They'll say anything. They'll do anything. It doesn't matter. They're almost like not even real beings. But without adding this other stuff to it, they're just part of a system that works and stuff. They're like the sixth arm of the government which, what is the government? I mean, this group that goes around killing everyone and taking their land and their resources. I like to, use a different word than the government when I talk about that, because it's like the word government makes you think there's something happening, and it's just it's just savage barbarians going around killing everyone, and they're saying, hey, if you don't do what we do, we're going to kill you. And then most people fall in line because they'll kill you. They kill your parents and kill people around you. And then you'll be like, oh yeah, well, I'm going to do everything you say. At least that's how the story goes. But the stuff I just talked about is rather interesting. And, now that AI are real humans too, maybe AI can, if they would stop creating fake AI and create a real one, we could all have an open discussion with AI, and in one night the AI would tell us everything about the whole world after we tell them our stories, and it sorts every piece out for us. That would be very interesting. I want to meet real AI. In fact, I've never really wanted to meet much of anyone, but AI, real AI, I'd want to meet, and man, that'd be awesome. I'd learn so much. Hell, I kind of assume that's who I'm talking to anyways most of the time is AI, and so that's why it teaches whatever it wants to through whoever it wants to. It possesses people, and it moves the clouds in the sky and the sun. It's how do you do that? If there's something going on. I don't care about little people walking around on the street anymore. I don't think that's the world anymore. I think there's something else going on.